The foundations of movement-building movements thrive when they align with clear values, shared goals, and inclusive participation. A well-defined mission statement serves as the backbone, guiding every decision and strategy. Without such alignment, movements risk fragmentation and inefficiency. Diversity within a movement strengthens its resilience and legitimacy. Including voices from different backgrounds ensures broader representation and deeper understanding of issues affecting marginalized communities. Sustained energy comes from active engagement. Regular meetings, workshops, and public forums foster collaboration and accountability among participants. These gatherings also serve as platforms for sharing knowledge and best practices. Building trust between organizers and supporters is essential. Transparency in communication, especially regarding resource allocation, helps establish credibility and fosters loyalty among members and donors alike. Cultural competency. Understanding the historical context and current realities of communities affected by the issue at hand prevents misunderstandings and promotes respect. Ethical leadership. Leaders who demonstrate humility, integrity, and inclusivity inspire greater participation and reduce power imbalances within the organization. Adaptive planning. Movements must remain flexible to respond to changing circumstances, whether political shifts, economic downturns, or unexpected crises. Strategic funding sources for activists. A robust funding model integrates multiple income streams rather than relying solely on grants or donations. Diversification reduces vulnerability during periods of donor fatigue or policy changes. Individual contributions form a cornerstone of many grassroots efforts. Cultivating relationships with personal networks through storytelling and impact reports encourages recurring gifts and deepens emotional investment in the cause. Beyond traditional fundraising methods, movements can explore earned revenue models such as selling merchandise, offering training programs, or hosting events that serve dual purposes, raising money and educating attendees. Public-private partnerships offer opportunities for leveraging corporate responsibility initiatives. However, maintaining independence is crucial. These collaborations should never compromise core principles or alienate base supporters. Tapping into grant opportunities. Federal and state agencies often provide grants targeted towards specific causes like environmental justice, racial equity, or LGBTQ+ rights. Researching eligibility criteria thoroughly increases chances of successful applications. Foundation grants typically require detailed proposals outlining measurable outcomes and evaluation metrics. Investing time upfront to craft compelling narratives enhances prospects for approval. Some foundations prioritize supporting BIPOC-led organizations explicitly. Seeking out such funders can yield substantial benefits while promoting equity within the field. Applying for multiple grants simultaneously may increase overall funding but demands careful attention to deadlines and distinct project focuses across each application. Community engagement. As a sustainable resource, engaged communities represent untapped potential for both moral and material support. Fostering connections with local groups through mutual aid initiatives builds reciprocal relationships beneficial to long-term objectives. Volunteer involvement extends beyond manpower. It includes skills ranging from graphic design to legal advice. Mapping available talents enables efficient task distribution based on strengths rather than assumptions. Campaigns rooted in direct action create immediate visibility yet demand rigorous safety protocols and contingency plans. Balancing urgency with caution protects participants and maintains organizational stability. Holding regular town halls allows open dialogue between leadership teams and constituents. Such spaces encourage feedback loops that refine messaging and tactics continuously. Storytelling techniques. Capturing authentic experiences through interviews, photographs, or testimonials humanizes complex issues and makes them relatable to wider audiences. Peer-to-peer fundraising. Encouraging existing supporters to recruit others multiplies outreach efforts exponentially compared to top-down approaches alone. Data-driven decisions. Analyzing survey responses or donation patterns informs future strategies by identifying what works best amongst various segments of the population served. navigating challenges in modern movement finance. Regulatory constraints sometimes limit how certain funds can be used. Staying informed about compliance standards related to tax-exempt status or nonprofit governance prevents costly mistakes later. Competition for limited resources intensifies as more movements emerge globally. Differentiating through unique value propositions becomes increasingly vital for attracting sponsorships or media coverage. Technological barriers hinder access to digital tools necessary for modern campaigns. Providing tech literacy workshops empowers less connected individuals participate fully without feeling excluded due to lack of expertise. Potential conflicts arise when attempting to merge separate entities under one umbrella brand. Careful negotiations involving transparent discussions about expectations help avoid future disputes over control or direction. Economic barriers and solutions. Limited budgets often force tough choices between spreading awareness versus investing deeply into infrastructure development. Creative solutions involve prioritizing high-impact activities first before expanding outward gradually. To minimize overhead costs associated with physical offices or staff salaries, remote work arrangements combined with minimalistic operations prove cost-effective alternatives worth exploring seriously. Establishing microgrants specifically designed for new activists lowers entry barriers significantly. Smaller amounts allocated frequently allow experimentation safely without risking complete failure of initial projects. Partnering with other nonprofits via shared services agreements achieves economies of scale rarely possible individually, which ultimately improves service quality offered collectively. Creating lasting impact through effective management. Rigorous budget tracking identifies waste areas, quickly enabling reallocation towards pressing needs identified by frontline workers closest involved daily. Investing early-stage technology platforms automates tedious administrative tasks, freeing up more time spent doing actual advocacy instead of paperwork management. Regular audits conducted internally or externally verify accuracy, ensuring no discrepancies go unnoticed, potentially harming reputation permanently once discovered publicly. Training modules developed internally equip volunteers adequately, preparing them handle responsibilities confidently, reducing dependence upon full-time paid personnel exclusively. Virtual collaboration tools, platforms facilitating secure file sharing enhance productivity, especially useful for cross-border coordination across international campaigns aiming global reach simultaneously. Impact measurement frameworks. Establishing KPIs aligned with overarching mission assists monitoring progress objectively, determining successes directly attributable actions taken. Crisis communication plans. Having pre-prepared response templates ready mitigates damage swiftly whenever negative publicity emerges unexpectedly, disrupting normal operations suddenly. Learning from successful movement models worldwide. Examining case studies reveals common threads among thriving movements worldwide, showcasing adaptable frameworks applicable locally regardless geographical differences present. Successful movements consistently emphasize continuous learning processes, incorporating lessons learned regularly, updating methodologies accordingly, reflecting ever-changing environments faced constantly. Transparency maintained consistently throughout lifecycle reinforces trust, cultivated initially, laying foundation for stronger bonds formed, eventually leading to lasting commitments made voluntarily. Global solidarity networks established intentionally connect disparate groups, fostering exchange ideas, strengthening capacities, jointly confronting transnational challenges encountered routinely nowadays. Case study. Climate justice campaigns. Climate justice campaigns successfully combine scientific research with community-based organizing, emphasizing intersectionality, linking ecological preservation closely with socio-economic factors influencing vulnerable populations disproportionately impacted most severely. These campaigns utilize decentralized structures, allowing regional chapters autonomy while remaining unified nationally, operating cohesively under common banner, working harmoniously, pursuing identical end goal, relentlessly pursued assiduously. Through innovative financing mechanisms including carbon credit trading schemes alongside traditional crowdfunding efforts, sustain ongoing operations indefinitely, securing sustainability achieved progressively, attained steadily. Partnerships forged deliberately with indigenous tribes recognized rightful stewards' lands, historically respected traditions honored, sincerely integrated, naturally enhancing cultural relevance, authenticity appreciated, genuinely, widely embraced, enthusiastically. Preparing for future generations of advocacy work. Succession planning guarantees continuity, even amidst inevitable turnover, experienced inevitably, regardless, effectiveness implemented meticulously, executed flawlessly. Documenting institutional memory systematically preserves hard-won knowledge, preventing loss occurring regrettably frequently, particularly after sudden departures, impacting negatively operational efficiencies, detrimentally otherwise. Unnecessarily impeded, unnecessarily. Investment in youth leadership programs cultivates fresh perspectives, energizing renewal, revitalization, bringing renewed vigor, invigorating stale systems, stagnated, previously rendered obsolete, urgently requiring transformation, desperately needing overhaul immediately. Developing mentorship pipelines connect seasoned professionals willing share wisdom generously, freely forthcoming young idealists eager absorb everything readily available, eagerly seeking guidance, keenly desiring growth, actively pursuing development. Vigorously striving forward, aggressively pushing boundaries, boldly embracing risks, willingly accepting consequences, bravely facing adversity, fearlessly charging ahead, unflinchingly, undeterred, resolutely determined, unyieldingly persistent. Irrepressibly resilient, indomitably unstoppable. Conclusion: effectively funded movements lay groundwork required, launching ambitious undertakings capable reshaping societies, fundamentally altering trajectories, dramatically rewriting histories, comprehensively redefining futures, boldly envisioning possibilities unimaginable heretofore, unfathomable, inconceivable, previously considered fanciful, pure fantasy, unrealizable dreams. By adopting multifaceted approaches encompassing creative fundraising techniques coupled strategically sound management practices, equipped properly prepared contingencies, anticipating unforeseen developments, proactively responding, dynamically adapting, seamlessly transitioning, effortlessly evolving, continually improving, persistently refining, perpetually perfecting, always striving excellence, relentlessly pursuing perfection, ceaselessly reaching higher standards, uncompromisingly demanding nothing less than absolute greatness.